thought I should put this out there real quick. This is about Ethiopia, an African nation that has just done something huge. And I thought it was inspirational to just share it to you for those who have not seen it or heard about it. Ethiopia just built a huge dam that can power a whole nation 24/7. It's unprecedented. And it's very inspirational. You would think, yeah, okay, yeah, whatever, they've done something that is not extraordinary. But here's the catch. You're going to listen to this video and understand what it takes when people come together to do something huge without depending on anybody outside the nation. I mean, they got themselves all worked up, inspired by their president for them to fund this gigantic project within themselves. They sacrifice their salaries, they sacrifice their resources without the help of foreign bodies like IMF and what have you. This is just inspirational. And you will listen to this video and get inspired, if you will, and share it to people that you think can learn from it and maybe get inspired to do something significant and impact the life of Nigerians or Africans generally. To do something great to make this Africa what it should be and less reliant on any external factors. Sit back and enjoy this beautiful story coming out from Ethiopia and what they've done to themselves to impact not just their country, but the whole continent and even the whole world. Watch this.
My people, history has just been made on the Nile. Ethiopia has completed the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, Africa's biggest hydroelectric project, a $5 billion megastructure that can power an entire nation. But here's the twist. The real story isn't about concrete, steel, or turbines. It's about how this dam was built. Not with World Bank loans, not with IMF bailouts, not with Chinese billions, but by ordinary Ethiopians. So the idea of taming the Nile isn't new. Back in the 1950s, under Emperor Haile Selassie, Ethiopia dreamed of harnessing the Blue Nile to power its future. Studies were done, sites were identified, but for decades, war, coups, and poverty kept that dream on the shelf. Fast forward to 2011, Prime Minister Meles Zenawi stands before the nation and announces the launch of the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam. And his message was clear. This project will not just change Ethiopia, it'll change Africa. But there was a catch. Ethiopia was under sanctions. Foreign lenders like the World Bank and the IMF weren't lining up with cash. In fact, they warned Ethiopia against moving forward without their terms and conditions. So Meles made a bold statement at the laying of the first cornerstone in 2011. No matter how poor we are, in the Ethiopian traditions of resolve, the Ethiopian people will pay any sacrifice, he said. In that moment, the GERD stopped being just another energy project. It became a test of sovereignty, a fight to prove that Africa could build big on its own terms. And they won. The government has confirmed that GERD was built entirely with domestic financing by the government and the people without a single cent in foreign loans or external funding. After Zenawi's call, Ethiopia launched a nationwide campaign like no other. Civil servants gave up a month's salary. Farmers started selling their cows and goats. Taxi drivers bought government bonds. Even school children pulled their lunch money to contribute. The diaspora answered too. Ethiopians abroad bought bonds and sent remittances, determined to prove that this project belonged to them. By 2025, more than 90% of the dam's cost had been covered domestically. Ordinary Ethiopians, rich, poor, rural, urban, carried a $5 billion project on their backs. So this week, Ethiopia declared history. And after more than a decade of sacrifice, sweat, and struggle, the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam was officially inaugurated.
What are we doing, Seth?